श्री श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखावितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Dhanush pranam to all of you. And we will start with our class today. So, actually, the reason why I did prayers today is today is our Guru Maharaj's birthday. So, wanted to pay respects to him. So, okay, Prabhuji. So, Mataji, today we are going to start the chapter 9 and 10, which is the essence. Actually, when we say Bhagavad Gita essence, right, the essence of all the scriptures, all the Upanishads is Bhagavad Gita. And even in Bhagavad Gita, the essence of whole Bhagavad Gita are the middle six chapters. Like the first six chapters are the Karma Yoga, the last six chapters are the Gnana Yoga, and the middle six chapters, which start from 7 till 12, is Bhakti Yoga. So this is like precious. Like, you can imagine like when you want to enter into something, like you can either, if there are two doors, you can either open the karma door and go to bhakti, or you can open the gnana door and go to bhakti. So through karma also you can reach bhakti, or through gnana also you can reach bhakti. So this is why, like, these middle six chapters are very precious, and it's the essence of whole Bhagavad Gita. And even among these six chapters, the middle chapters, which are 9 and 10, which we are going to today, are the further essence of the six chapters. So, the chapter 9 and chapter 10, you can call it as the essence of entire Vedas, entire, like, scriptures. So, 9 and 10 chapters are that important. So when we start with chapter 9 deals with, like, Krishna's loving, lovingly how he responds to all the sincere devotion, no matter who you are. And Krishna reveals the most secret knowledge that he loves his devotees deeply and takes care of them personally. So here, when we start with the verses, verse 1 to 3, um, here it is introduction to the most confidential knowledge, and also called as like the king of knowledge. So um, this is like, Krishna glorifies the knowledge of pure bhakti, and the qualifications to receive this knowledge. He also gives the qualifications. It doesn't come just like that. It needs a prerequisite. There are certain qualifications needed. What are those qualities? The two qualifications are: first is not being non-envious of Krishna, Anusuyave. Krishna says Anusuyave. And also, Krishna says you need to have faith. So these are the two qualifications required. So you don't have to do like, exactly like if you want to study something, you need to have qualifications. Just like that, for Bhagavad Gita, qualifications needed are being non-envious and have faith. So even though bhakti is so joyful, the faithless and the envious people do not perform bhakti, and they are deprived of the supreme goal of attaining Krishna. So Krishna is, yes, of course, he is strict, because this knowledge is not normal knowledge, right? It requires a lot of sukriti. So therefore, these prerequisites or these qualifications are needed to understand Bhagavad Gita. We might read Bhagavad Gita, we might listen so many times, but to remember and to understand, we need grace of Krishna. And that comes with these qualifications, whatever Krishna is talking about. And so next, of course, we have so many verses to go through. I wish I can read them and try to make you understand what each uh, sloka talks about, but that we will do in detail. So for now, like, let us first understand what is this knowledge talking about? Why is it so great? So now verses 4 to 10. In 4 to 10, Krishna's divine relationship with the world is discussed. So how is Krishna everywhere? Mm. Krishna is in the form of his different energies. We in the last class we have discussed there are three different forms of energies of Krishna. Internal energy, which is spiritual energy, external energy, which is Maya Shakti, and Tatastha Shakti, who are the living entities. So all these are energies of Krishna. So the Prakriti, whatever we see around, is nothing but energy of Krishna. So, in the form of these different energies, and also as a super soul Paramatma in everyone's heart, Krishna supports the entire universe by entering within it. And though everything is situated in Krishna, they are not actually. He is like he is completely aloof and independent of everything. So how you can think is you can take one example and understand this. We are saying Krishna is in everything and at the same time Krishna is aloof. How is that possible? I can either be in this room or I can be outside. I cannot be both, right? I can be here and as well as out. That's not possible. That is possible with Krishna. So how is that possible? We can take an example and say the sun shines on everything. Sun is, even though the sun is shining on everything, sun is in turn not touched or changed by anything it shines on, right? See, when the sunshine falls on pure water, dirty water, sun is not getting affected by the pure water or dirty water. Doesn't matter. For sun, it doesn't matter. Sun is, when the sun rays are not different from sun. So that way, sun is everywhere. At the same time, sun is not there. That's how Krishna is in everything is situated in Krishna, and at the same time, he is completely aloof and independent of everything. So, this shows how Krishna supports and contains everything but remains untouched and independent, just like the sun. And having understood this, in the 11:12, misunderstanding Krishna's form. So Krishna says, avajananti mam muda manushim tanumasritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. So Krishna is saying, when I come as a human being, many people don't understand me. They don't even recognize me. So that's what happened, right? When Krishna came in a human form, Duryodhana, there were so many people who didn't understand him. So Krishna is talking about such people. So he's saying that Avajananti Ma Mudha. Who is Krishna comparing these people if they don't understand him? He is actually comparing them to fools. He is saying they are fools. Fools don't understand me when I appear in the human form. They just think that they don't understand my divine and eternal nature as a supreme Lord of all creation. So basically what we understand is, yeah, and I mean, recognizing Krishna as a supreme personality of God, it is very important because that is the truth. And if someone don't understand, Krishna is calling them as fools. And the next, and the 13th one, and the next section, yeah, Ananya Bhaktas. We are talking about the Ananya Bhaktas. So here, um, who are these great souls? Like, these Ananya Bhaktas, or they are also called pure devotees. So these devotees, they are not deluded. Others are deluded, but devotees are not deluded. And, and they know Krishna as a supreme Lord. And therefore, what do? They are not confused about the reality of God. And who are these great souls? These are the people who actually, they are under the divine nature of Daivim Prakriti. Unlike others who are influenced by illusion Maya, these people are guided by God's spiritual energy. That means their actions, their thoughts, and desires are pure, not selfish, and not ego driven. Remember, in the last chapter, we did discuss that yes, this Prakriti, Maya Shakti, is a divine energy of Krishna itself. And her job is to make the people who are not interested in Krishna to keep them away. And how she makes them keep, how she keeps them away? By giving, by making them understand in the bodily platform. And they have these selfish desires and so many karmas they perform, and therefore they take body after body. So we did see why this happens. Krishna says daivim, like he says, even my prakriti is daivim, so you cannot by yourself win over it. You have to take you have to take help of mine in order to like, understand the reality. So therefore, these are the people, like, who they are influenced by this Maya because they don't want to be surrendered to Krishna. So they are definitely influenced. So we have two choices. When we come to this world, we have two choices. What are the choice? Either surrender to Krishna or surrender to Maya. We are not independent. We have to understand that point. So surrender to Krishna. We can pray Krishna, and then we can achieve back our spiritual identity what we had before. Or surrender to Maya. And then what is the qualities of Maya? That's what we are experiencing every day, what we see every day, what is happening with us every day. So this is what, like, why is this is happening to us? Because we have surrendered to Maya. We said, I don't want to be under Krishna and I want to be under Maya. So therefore, no problem. We were placed in this material realm where we are going through this. And Maya is not bhavagrahi. She doesn't understand your insides or whatever you're thinking. So whatever actions we perform as a as a rule and regulations. I mean, she is also is a servant of Krishna, right? She does her job perfectly well. So she keeps giving the reactions to the actions what we do here. So that is the reason why Krishna is saying some people don't understand me. Why? Because they are in this Maya. So these people are guided by Lord's Maya and not Lord. So that means their actions, their thoughts, and the desires are ego driven or desires driven. So therefore, Krishna is actually comparing and contrasting and saying, so there are some people who are great souls. These people are not confused by the Maya, whatever they see around, and they know that Krishna is ultimate truth, is original, is a supreme Lord. So what do? They engage in bhakti. They engage in devotional service with love and dedication. They serve Krishna because they understand his true nature, that he is unborn, he is eternal, and he is a source of everything. If he is a source of everything, he is a source of me also, right? He is our source. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So, so always, what do? Always singing my glories, striving with great determination and bowing down before me. These great souls constantly worship me with love and devotion. And what it teaches us? It teaches us, like, the Lord is so vast and is accommodating that he can be worshipped in multiple ways. So, how is this possible? Here, um, in the worship of demigods versus Krishna, let us understand. Vedic followers, because Vedas are talking about all these worships. Vedas are talking about demigods. Vedas are talking about all these worshippers, different worship ways. So they are following it. But then how we understand this is, so what is given in Vedas is wrong. Krishna is not saying that. Krishna is saying, uh, yes, definitely there are different types of worships. But what you need to understand is you need to go above it. So basically, Vedic followers aiming for heavenly pleasures, they enjoy temporary results and return to earth. We have discussed in depth in the last class, like why people pray demigods and what happens to people who pray demigods. Krishna actually says they are less intelligent. And when Krishna talks about the Mayavadis, he says they are unintelligent, right? So that's why Krishna is saying, yeah, so many methods are given in Vedas, so many procedures are given in Vedas, but why these procedures are needed? If you want to get anything in this world, you need some facilities to live also, right? So that is the reason why how you get that facilities is there is a procedure. The procedure is because demigods are working in coordination with the humans. Therefore, this society works smoothly. Like when we do the yajnas, that yajna uchishta is a food for demigods. So therefore, they are nourished that way. And when demigods are giving us facilities in the form of sunlight, rain, etc., so many demigods are giving so many facilities. That way, we get our daily needs. So this is where what is happening. This world will work smoothly. We actually we please them and they please us in return. That's how it is working. But is this enough? Like, getting daily needs and getting, like, what you need, is that enough? No. That's the procedure. Definitely, yes, you can take it. For what actually? To go through your daily needs in a smooth way. But then higher reality is different. Higher reality is that I don't belong to this world. I belong to Krishna. My conducive way is to live spiritually. So when I don't belong in this world, What is the use of trying very hard to be happy here? It's like when a person goes to a jail, he is in the jail and he is very good with the jailer there. And if the jailer is pleased with him, what can he do? At the most, he can give him a bed to sleep nicely. Or at the most, he can give him, like, better food than what others are getting. But can the jailer take him out of the jail? No, not because he himself is in the jail. His responsibilities are different, but he is also there. So when a person who is not having authority to take you out from there, what is the use of pleasing that person? At the most, he can give you good facilities there. That is what Krishna is talking about. Yeah, he is. All these procedures are given in Vedas, but then what we need to understand is we need to go above these procedures and we need to understand what is my actual position. What am I supposed to do? We need to catch hold of something which is out of this material realm in order to go out. Correct? When I am in a well, I am fallen in a well. If I catch hold of some twig which is in the well, at the most I can go to a higher position than what I was before, but I cannot go out of the well. To go out of the well, I have to catch hold of someone who is outside this well, then he can pull me up. So that is what Krishna is talking about. So people who follow Vedas and perform rituals hoping to go to heaven worship me in an indirect way. Because of their good deeds, they are born in heavenly place called Indra's planet, where they enjoy many pleasures like gods. So, those who enjoy heavenly pleasures because of their good deeds, after their rewards end, they come back to this material world. So, people who only seek happiness through sense enjoyment and even by following Vedas end up going through many cycles of birth and death. What does this mean? This means, yes, you have done a lot of yagyas, you're doing very good deeds, and you are present at the heavenly planets. But how long can you stay there? When you go there, even heavenly planets are in this material realm. So, how long will you stay there? Till your pious deeds end. What does that mean? If I am going for a vacation, I can afford a very good hotel and I stay in the hotel and I'm paying the price there and staying. But how long can I stay in that hotel? As long as I pay. The moment my funds are over, the moment I cannot pay, I'll be sent out. Similarly, heavenly planets are also like that. That's what Krishna is saying. Yeah, even though a person achieves, does a lot of good things and goes to heaven, at the most, how much can he stay there? Like, how long can he stay there? As long as his pious deeds, which he has performed to stay there, he can stay until that point. The moment they get over, he'll be sent back to earth realm. So therefore, this was not permanent. This is temporary. Oh, I didn't know this before. Otherwise, I would have, like, done something which was permanent. So that's what Krishna is saying. Even these heavenly planets are temporary. When we go there, we'll again come back once our pious deeds are over. So that's why Krishna is reconfirming this point and saying, those who worship me with full love and focus, always thinking of me, I personally take care of what they need and protect what they already have. What does this mean? This means that, see, I might have done some punya or not punya, some bhakti in my this lifetime. So I have studied till chapter 3 Bhagavad Gita or chapter 4 Bhagavad Gita. I have done some devotion, but I didn't have much time. So at the end of the fag end of my life, I realized, oh, I think so the way I lived the life is not right. So let me do something. So I have done. Second chapter Bhagavad Gita says, right, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhayat. So yeah, something I have done. So for something, what Krishna will do? Krishna will at least assure a human body. So that's why Krishna is saying, whatever position you have earned, I'm going to preserve it. And whatever you lack, I give you. What does that mean? So the sadhana, wherever till what point I have done, from that point, when I get the next human body, I can continue. This is what Krishna is assuring. Krishna is saying, other things Krishna is not assuring. Bhakti Krishna is assuring. Whatever bhakti you do, you are definitely going to get a one more human body for another chance. And from that point where you left off, you can continue. And in all other process, this is not guaranteed. So that's why demigod worship, yeah, it's a wrong way of worshipping Krishna, because all the benedictions what demigods are giving are coming from Krishna only. Just that person or the demigod is greater than you because he is constantly praying Krishna, so he can help many people. So Krishna is giving him that opulence because he has done sadhana for that. He is able to do. But if you catch hold of that person, how can you go out? Not possible. So that's why Krishna is emphasizing on, like, understanding the real Krishna Bhakti. And now in 26 to 28, offer everything to Krishna. Krishna accepts even simple offerings if given with devotion. If I say, start praying Krishna today, then you might ask, okay, what is the way? Do I have to like give everything away? Krishna is saying, no, not needed. He's saying, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Upahritam Ashnami Prayatatmana. Krishna is saying, I don't care about how rich you are, how rich the fancy or how fancy the offering is. Even if you just give me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or some water, I will happily accept it, if it is given with love and devotion. So, what does this mean? Krishna is not in need of anything. He is saying that my devotion or doing bhakti is not a costly affair. All you have to do is just to give whatever you are efforting, whatever you are eating, just offer it to Krishna and eat. It can be a leaf also, flower or fruit, whatever it is. Krishna is saying, with love, if you give, I accept it happily. So, when we see, like, when we, because usually devotion means many people think that, oh, it's a very costly affair. We have to, like, put so much money and certain things I can't afford. Doesn't matter. Krishna is saying, no, the thinking is wrong. The thinking is whatever you give with love, I'll accept it. So, what Krishna really wants, not the thing like, but the bhava, the thinking. So Krishna wants the feeling. So even if you give a leaf with love, that is a great offering when compared to gold without devotion. So that's what Krishna is saying. Krishna is, he wants your heart. He doesn't want your riches because he himself is rich. So, simple explanation, like, what we can understand is Krishna is saying, Arjuna, so how do I do this? Krishna, you might ask, okay, you are saying, but how do I do this? Krishna is saying, whatever you eat, whatever actions you do, whatever charity you do, whatever worship you do, but do it as an offering unto me. Krishna is saying, just do it as an offering unto me. Because if you dedicate the actions to Krishna, that way you are not bound also. Because the moment you do it for yourself, you will have reactions. The moment you do everything, you don't have to change your lifestyle totally. You don't have to take sannyas and go and sit in the forest and then do bhakti. No, Krishna is not saying that. Krishna is saying, do whatever you're doing right now. Don't change anything. Only thing is, do it as an offering unto me. That way, whatever reactions you are getting, you will not be subjected to those reactions of the karma. So, like, maybe in Karma Yoga, Prabhuji might have taught you in detail, but I will take one small example and try to explain what Krishna is saying. Krishna is saying the same work which you used to do before and the same work which you are doing now. If you dedicate it to Krishna, what happens? If you don't dedicate it to Krishna, what happens? So, uh, karma, when you do right, when you're doing your duty also, if knowingly, unknowingly some mistakes happen, you are subjected for the reactions. If, for example, if you are cleaning the house, in that cleaning process, many microbes die, many insects die. If you are doing it for yourself, in the process of cleaning, yes, you're doing a duty, but still, because that living entity got hurt by you, you will get karma for that. So this is unknowing. But how is, I mean, it's not fair that I am given a part in this. Krishna is saying, knowingly, unknowingly, all these karmas will happen. That is the reason why it is next to impossible by going, like, if thinking of even, like, going outside this material world, not doing devotion to Krishna. Next to impossible. So the best way is Krishna is saying, dedicate that work to me. Just to think I'm doing it for Krishna. Then in that process, knowingly, unknowingly, something happens, you are nullified because your bhava is, like, presenting to Krishna. Even if something gets affected, even that living entity also will be delivered because, like, knowingly, unknowingly. So this is the reason why our hope is Krishna Bhakti. So Krishna is saying, like, forget about this. He is saying, even Kshipram Bhavati Dharmatma Shashvat Shantim Gacchati Kauntaya Pratijanami Name Bhaktya Pranashati. Krishna, when we say why ninth chapter is the most confidential knowledge, this is what we see love of Krishna here. We see how Krishna is understanding. Krishna is saying, even if a person makes a serious mistakes or does wrong things, if they are sincerely devoted to me and determined to improve, they still should be called as saintly, because of their devotion. They will soon become righteous and peaceful. So, Arjuna, tell the world clearly, my devotee will never be destroyed or lost. So, this why Krishna is telling Arjuna to go and tell, why he himself cannot tell? Because there are instances he might change his promise for the sake of devotees. But if the devotee promises, he never goes back. That's why Krishna says, just in case, if I promise, I might go back. But you do the promise. You go declare to the world, because I will stick to your word. Reason is, Krishna loves his devotees. Okay. So even if a devotee has a sinful past, sincere devotion makes them pure and peaceful. And Krishna promises they will never be lost. So in verses 30 to 33, can everyone attain Krishna? Yes, regardless of birth, regardless of gender, regardless of status, anyone who surrenders to Krishna can attain the supreme goal. So, what to speak of people who are wise and noble souls? They are readily getting Krishna. So, Krishna is talking about people who have sinful past, and still he is saying the moment he takes to bhakti, no problem. Whatever is their past, I am going to accept them as devotees and I'm going to nullify their sins, whatever they have done in the past. By like when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, what is happening? Hare Krishna Maha Mantra has the capacity, has the capability, has the ability to destroy all the past karmas. It nullifies all the past karmas. So, whatever is sitting in our, what is prarabdha? Why are we taking birth? Because of this karma which is sitting in our account, cosmic balance. For that to finish, unless we finish that cosmic balance, we cannot go back. We have to finish. And that is the reason why in every birth, we are given a set of cosmic, karmas, whatever we have performed as a prarabdha karma, and we have sent here. So we cannot get rid of that prarabdha karma at whatever may happen. Nobody can take that out. We have to go through the prarabdha. The moment prarabdha over, body is also over. So when a person passes away, what we say is karmas are done. So what are these karmas? For that life, that karmas, that quota, whatever is given is done. So this is what is Krishna talking about. So here in this chapter, Krishna describes, okay, till now, Krishna has told Arjuna, like what is the best way to do the bhakti and why Krishna's, uh, Krishna bhakti is so great and so important. And now Krishna is talking about, um, he's talking about the chapter, he's describing his opulences on which a devotee can fix his mind and remember him whenever he sees anything opulent, anything powerful, anything beautiful in this world. Why is this point important? Is reason is because you might think, okay, I am praying Krishna, but my, as long as I am in the puja room, as long as I'm in the temple, I remember, so therefore I'm doing nicely. But the moment I go out, I get distracted. Krishna is saying, no, 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 the whole material world is working, because it's made of me. That is the reason why he's talking about whatever you see around should remind you of Krishna. When will it remind you of Krishna? Because uh, when you talk about your enjoyment, it's Krishna says in the first 6 chapters about the Yukta Vairagyam, right? Everything should be done in a orderly way and in a not in in a calculated way. But whereas bhakti, Krishna is saying you can, bhakti is satatam kirtayantoma. You can do 24 by 7. How is that possible? 24 by 7 thinking of Krishna? Not possible. That is why Krishna is saying here, no, whatever you see around in this world is my opulence. That's what Krishna is assuring. So we are in yeah, for essences of the verses. So yeah, this one I missed, so I'm going to go do it again. So Krishna is saying that opulences on which a devotee can fix his mind and remember. For example, if you see a beautiful mountain or if you see a beautiful tree, a beautiful flower, what should it remind you of? It should remind you of Krishna, because that is Krishna's creation. That is why Krishna is giving so many examples and saying, oh mighty and Arjuna, because you are my dear friend, I will now tell you something even more special and valuable than what I've already told you. This will help you even more. So, no one knows Krishna, the mysterious origin of everything. And one who knows Krishna, that he is the origin of everything, that person is freed of sins. And Krishna is the origin of all qualities and personalities. And so, therefore, the universal population, which is also coming from Krishna. When we talk about great sages, the Manus, all of them, Krishna, they all are coming from Krishna. So, because I'm not reading the verses, you might feel it's not relevant, but then verses go this way. So, why, how the flow is going, I'm just giving you the broader overview. So, next is, yeah, essence of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna summarizes the Bhagavad Gita in 4 essential verses and calls this as Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. So, these 4 essences of Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita is describing bhakti of topmost devotees and the real nature of himself, which nourishes bhakti. So Krishna is saying here, Aham sarvasya pabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. So I am the origin of everything, both spiritual and material. Everything comes from me. Wise people who know, truly understand this devote, they devote themselves to me and worship me with love and full heart. So, actually, you know what? We have, 1 second. We have come to this point. Let me, I'm actually checking where I go. Yeah. Okay, so Patram Pushpam, once we have done with that, then we come to this 31. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, Krishna says even a person that we have finished. So this is 31. And the next one is actually this is a conclusion of ninth chapter, the one which I have told, like, he says that, everything you are seeing here, everything you are, the powers, that all is who understand Krishna and what is his divine powers. That person worships him with devotion. So here basically this chapter ends. So now this is, we are talking about the 10th chapter, which are the 4 important verses. 10th chapter is actually giving more details of the essence of opulences of Krishna. So 10th chapter actually deals with, he gives us so many examples, and he explains that, all the opulences, whatever you are seeing in this world, they are nothing but coming from my energy. So that's what he's talking. So these are the 4 important verses which describe Aham Sarvasva, I am the origin of everything, both spiritual and material. Everything comes from me. Wise people who truly understand this devote themselves to me and worship me with love and with deep devotion. And Krishna is also like saying, Machitta Madgata Prana, Bodhayanta Parasparam, Katayantascha Mam Nityam, Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. So Krishna, Arjuna, after hearing the 4 essential verses, the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna in the following verses glorifies Krishna's supremacy and expresses desire to hear more about his vibhutis. So here, Krishna's supremacy is confirmed by authorities. Arjuna is saying, Krishna, you are a supreme person. I totally understood you. If I come into your shelter, you are the highest shelter, and you are completely pure and absolute truth. You are eternal, beyond this world, the original being, never born, and the greatest of all. And not only this is my opinion, this is the opinion of all the great people in the world. Who are those great people? All the great sages like Narada, like Asita, Devala, Vyasa. They all have said this about you. And now you know yourself are telling me the same thing. So what is Arjuna saying? Arjuna is saying, I totally agree this, and this is not only my opinion. This is the opinion of all the great sages, all the great people, all the Prajapatis, everyone. So that's why he is actually glorifying Krishna in these verses. Basically, these are the prayers by Arjuna to Krishna after hearing about the greatness of the Lord. So, and he's also saying, no one knows you. Oh Krishna, I completely believe everything you have told me. Oh Lord, neither the demigods nor the demons can truly understand who you are. So here, what is Arjuna saying? Arjuna is saying, even though these people are great, they all are doing bhakti and they all have knowledge, but nobody knows you in true, nobody knows you in reality. If somebody tries to understand, or we always say that Adishesha is the first expansion of Krishna, and he is having 1,000 hoods, and that Adishesha has started glorifying Krishna, and he's still doing, not at finished anything. So therefore, this is what we understand is, even though, yeah, we are doing our bhakti, Krishna gives us understanding to the capacity which we can take, we can understand. But this capacity is also is enough, because in the infinite, like whatever is a percentage of infinite is also infinite, right? So Krishna is infinite. So, like, whatever we can get from that infinite definitely will help us. Here, Krishna is describing his vibhutis. So that's what this chapter talks about. So all the vibhutis are what? Vibhutis are like, he describes as divine opulences. The opulences are infinite. Krishna agrees to describe only the main ones. So the main ones which, like, he gives so many examples here. And so Krishna is a soul in all. He is present in every heart, and he is the beginning, he is the middle, and the end. And from 21 to 39, Krishna gives the examples of these vibhutis. So Krishna mentions specific examples to show his divine presence everywhere. Like he is a Vishnu among Adityas, he is a sun among luminaries, he is a Samaveda, he is a Japa, he is Ganga. So these are like some examples I have taken. Maybe you can go through uh, all the verses from 21 to 39. They all talk about vibhutis of Krishna. Why these vibhutis are important? Because this is what we see around. This is what we can connect to more. So when we connect to this, because what we are seeing we can connect to, than what we cannot see, right? So therefore, whatever vibhutis we are seeing around, we need to understand that everything is coming from Krishna. So wherever there is greatness, wherever there is beauty, or wherever there is power, we have to understand Krishna is behind it. So, Lord Krishna, that's why he says, my opulence is limitless. So, Supreme Lord says, yes, Arjuna, I will tell you about my divine, wonderful manifestations, but only most important ones, because my greatness has no limit. So, here, what we understand is generally, when we take any scriptures or when we take any other religion also, generally people, like, if you take Christianity, or if you take Islam, or if you take demigod worship or anything, nobody has ever said, I am the God. Like, even in Christianity, they say, Jesus says, I am the Son of God. But did Jesus ever say, I am God? No. Even in, like, Islam also, when you go and then, or when you ask them, they say, Lord is light. And then they are observing this light and they're praying this light. But did they ever say, I am God? Nobody has ever done. Only in Bhagavad Gita we see this. Only Krishna says this point. Krishna doesn't say there is higher reality than me. No. Krishna says, I am the highest, I am the Lord. That's why he has given in the Chatushloki that Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. He says Aham. Aham means me. Who is speaking here? The speaker is the Lord. The speaker here is Krishna. So this is the proof that the Lord is the highest. So Lord Krishna agrees to Arjuna's request, that he says he will describe some of his divine powers and glories, but only a few highlights, because his opulence are, in presence is infinite and beyond full description. So he says, O Arjuna, I am the super soul present in the heart of every living being. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all life. So when you actually go in little depth of this, how all this works is, like, in the Bhagavatam, it is very clearly mentioned that Krishna first expands himself into Balarama. And then we are not talking at the spiritual realm. Let us come to the material realm and talk. So how is this material world existing? How is this material world? Actually, in the material realm is only 1/4. The rest is all spiritual realm. So therefore, if Krishna is trying to, or if we try to describe the material realm, in the material realm, the Lord as a Karnodaka Sai Vishnu. Who is Karnodaka Sai Vishnu? Karnodaka Sai Vishnu is none other than expansion of Krishna. Okay. First, Krishna expands into Sankarshana Balaram, and Balaram expands into different Mahavishnus in the Vaikuntha planets. And from the Vaikuntha planets, the Mahavishnu, that Sankarshana expands into Karnodaka Sai Vishnu. Karnodaka Sai Vishnu is lying in the casual ocean, and from his body's pores, innumerable material universes emerge. So all the material worlds, we are in one of such material world, and this material world is consisting of, like, Earth is in the middle. There are 7 planets up, 7 planets down. So this 14 planetary system, whatever we are talking about, is one material realm. So in this one material realm, we are staying. And so in this material realm, Lord Brahma is the in charge of all this, and Lord Brahma is creating. Like every day of Brahma, he creates. In the night of the Brahma, things get like submerged, like annihilation happens. Again in the morning, he gets up and then he again creates. And we have discussed in the last class, like how long is the day of Brahma? 1000 Mahayugas is one, like 1000. One Mahayuga is Satyayuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga together is one Mahayuga. Such Mahayugas, if you take 1000 together, that is one day of Brahma. Similarly, when Brahma sleeps in the night, 1000 Mahayugas make one night of Brahma. So, this is one material realm we are talking of. So, Brahma is in charge of this particular material realm. And there are set of demigods who are taking care of this material realm. They all are taking care of the universal affairs and all that. So, such, I mean, this one material realm, when we talk of and we think, oh my God, the Lord is like Vishwarupa and he is infinite, we cannot even think about it. How many material realms are like that? There are countless. There are countless material realms. Such material realms are coming out of Karnodakasai Vishnu's body and they are expanding. They are going. So, how, when, till when that expands? It's like inhalation and exhalation of Karnodakasai. When he inhales, all these material worlds go into his body. When he exhales, all these material worlds go. So even some, like, even NASA scientists also say that universe is expanding, right? They say new universe is expanding. So what we understand is right now, Karnodak Sai Vishnu is exhaling. And that is why we all are existing here in material, different material realms. The moment he starts inhaling, everything goes inside his body. So while this exhalation and inhalation is not that, like, we are talking about one life of Brahma, just imagine how long will be this process which takes place. So anyway, understanding Karnodaka Sai Vishnu at that level. So what does this Karnodaka Sai Vishnu does? He expands as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu and goes into each material realm. Like when this material world is coming out of his body, he goes, expands as a Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu into each material realm, and that Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu comes into this material realm and he lies down in the ocean, Garbhodaka ocean. Mahalakshmi is pressing his legs, and he is from his navel comes the lotus stem, and Brahma is born. And his navel is a supporting system for all the planets. That's why Krishna says in 7th chapter, Sutre me Ganaiva. He says all these planets are resting as me as a pivot. Like they say, this whatever navel lotus stem sprouts out, that navel, Lord balances everything. It's like Sutre Manigat, just like how pearls are strung in the thread. The thread is holding the pearls, right? Otherwise, pearls will fall. So all the planetary systems, if you think they are pearls, what is the supporting system for them? The Lord. So who is this Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu? He is none other than the Vishwarupa, what we talks about. The 11th chapter, when we discuss, is talking about one such material realm. In that, the Vishwarupa of the Lord is Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And this Lord, he again expands into Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. So this Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, he goes and then he goes into everyone's heart, all the living entities as a super soul Paramatma. When we say super soul Paramatma, this much of science is behind it. So who is all this? Who is this Paramatma? This Paramatma is Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, who is coming from Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, who is coming from Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, and that Karnodaka Sai Vishnu is coming from Sankarshana, and that Sankarshana is coming from Krishna. And Krishna, when he explains 11th chapter, we will understand. He says, whatever material system you are seeing, whatever material world you can think of, that is a fragment of me. He says, just imagine how big he is. He says, it's just a fragment of me. So why I'm explaining you this? Because unless we understand how, like, this is, of course, to our material brain, definitely not possible. Only with Krishna's grace, we understand all the science behind. But when we really understand the science behind, we have to be thankful to Krishna that he's giving us this knowledge. No one will give knowledge. Bhagavatam, in fact, actually gives the map of this whole material realm. and it goes beyond the map, the whole map. And no other religion can talk about this, no other dharma can talk this, no one can give this knowledge. That is the reason why our Sanatana Dharma is so great, and that's the reason why our Puranas are so great. So, anyway, when we say Super Soul Paramatma present in the heart of every living being, and he says, I am the beginning, I am the middle, and I am the end, this is what he means. He is the beginning because from him came the creation, from him came the life source, who all, like, we think about this living entities are all his energies. So we all come from him. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So that's what. Next one. Um, these are, Krishna is saying, these are just a glimpse. He says, um, Nanto asti mama divyana vibhutanam parantapa esha tudasa prokto vibhute vistaro maya. So, my Almighty, conqueror of enemies, there is no end to my divine manifestations. Whatever I have spoken is just like, it's a small fragment he's talking about. So, there is no end to my divine powers. Whatever I've told you is a small glimpse of my endless greatness. Lord Krishna is saying that the glories he started with Arjuna are just a tiny part of his infinite divine nature, and his true power and presence go far beyond than what can be described, and it is not possible to one's brain or one's, like, logic to understand this. Logic is not enough. So what is a qualification to understand this? The qualification is grace of Lord. So how do we get grace of Lord? In the beginning of the chapter, Krishna explains the two qualifications, that non-enviousness and shraddha. If you have faith and if you pray to the Lord, yes, definitely Lord will reveal to us. It is not that we are taking his, or we are seeing. When we go to Tirupati Balaji, we say, I have taken darshan. No, you have not taken. Lord has given darshan to you. So when he reveals, we understand. By ourselves, not possible, because we are in this Maya and we are subjected to her attack anytime, because Maya can, like, definitely make us go away from Krishna if we are not sincere. So that is a really important point, that we surrender to the Lord. Therefore, we understand the things as is. So in the 41, Krishna is explaining, having explained this vibhutis individually, Krishna will now speak of them as a whole. Know that anything great, know that anything beautiful, know that anything powerful in this world comes from just a tiny spark of my glory. So, all this, what we have talked about, is a tiny spark of the Lord. So, just imagine how great is Lord, how big is Lord. And so, just imagine how small are we. So, in this verse, from Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna that all the amazing things we see in this world, or maybe, like, if someone is very strong, their strength or beauty or wealth and wisdom are just small reflections of his infinite divine splendor. So you don't need to know everything in detail about the Lord's powers, but because just one small part of me is enough to create and hold the whole universe. So Krishna is saying, I don't have to come personally to do this, all this. I just glance how the creation happens. Krishna, in his realm, he just glances at the material world. His glance is enough to create the material world. When he glances at the material world, Prakriti starts acting. So when she starts acting, things get manifested, things start getting created, and everything happens. So what does Krishna do this? Is he endeavoring like very hard? No, he's simply glancing. He just glances at the material world and everything manifests. And we are in one such material world, and there are innumerable, countless material worlds like this. So at the day of Brahma, when we say that pralaya, whatever we are talking about, it happens in one particular material realm. But at the Karnodakasai Vishnu, Mahavishnu level, that pralaya is a big pralaya. When he takes all these material worlds go into his body. But in each night of Brahma, whatever pralaya we are talking, that happens at one material world level. So we are in such one of the material worlds, and we are like, when we compare to our whole country, we are like so tiny. In the city, we are so tiny. So just think about like how big is Lord how opulent is Lord, then we understand that when he says, because as such, like when we read this and we think, oh, he's boasting, he's talking, he's saying so many, no, Krishna really is telling the truth. Krishna is, beyond imagination. He is infinite. So this is the knowledge which, it talks about the vibhutis of the Lord, and the vibhutis, ninth chapter gives like whatever energies of the Lord, how he works, and how loving Lord is, that he is giving so many options to us. He's saying, no problem, if you can pray this way, or just give me patram pushpam palam toyam, I am readily, I will accept it. And he's saying, you don't have to give what you have, just bhava, in the mind. If you offer it to Krishna, Krishna accepts it. So he is so easily obtainable. But at the same time, uh, when we don't understand this, it's hard to understand also. Because here, because this is Bhakti Yoga, Krishna is showing only mercy. But we will see, like if we don't surrender, we will see what happens from 13 to 17 chapters. There Krishna tells what happens. So first 6 chapters we have understood how to understand our karma, what is our role in this world, and how doing our work we can also perceive the higher reality. And then Krishna is talking about what to focus on, because you're just doing your work. Why you're doing? Because to please the Lord. And who is that Lord? What is the energies of this Lord, and what is this Lord capable of? And he is so great and still wants our love, that shows his magnanimity. And once we understand this, we can truly appreciate the Lord and then take to this bhakti process. So I'll stop the class here. Any questions or comments or any points anybody has, please go ahead. Okay, then if there are no questions, then I think I'm assuming you all have understood it very nicely. So we'll start with the next section, which is 11th and 12th in the next class. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.